It is Tuesday on Raid Shadow Legends, but you knew that. Now, Stage 9 Soulcross, lmao Sun Devil, is the first barrier that many players will come across when doing Curse City on hard this rotation. You can't access many other stages in Soulcross without getting to it first, and the champion selection you get is adequate by some standards, but given the mechanics of a boss, you will find that it's in many ways quite lacking. But while you look at many of the best teams and they have multiple of husks, Throlny, Siphi, etc., if you saw this here, then you realise that you only need husk, and I'll show you why. So, first off, being red affinity means that lmao has a 0% crit rate against this champion, and therefore cuts the amount of damage that it will do. The A3 Feasting Swarm does about 90 to 100,000 normally, completely ignoring defense, and can be critical for much higher than that. But when using someone who is red, you don't have to worry about that critical rate, and you can have a HP stat that's not significantly higher than it ever should be, or ever probably will be, given what gear you may or may not have. Now, as for the gear itself, there isn't really anything too demanding about it. I would say have 105,000 HP or more in regeneration and immortal, so that you're always as high HP as possible, since HUSK has no self-sustain or anything else to reduce incoming damage that doesn't come from masteries, etc. And the rest of the stats kind of don't matter too much. I would say get around 4,000 defense if you can, but it's not the end of the world if you can't, because the boss's regular attacks don't hit that hard and you'll generally out heal them. Critical rate and crit damage, again, they aren't too important, because as long as you have enough defensives, it's never going to kill you and you will kill it eventually. Speeds go for 170 at least, and anything past that is just a bonus, because overall you're going to end up just using A2 when the boss is awake over and over, because there's no real timing to it, and might as well just have it so that your husk is using it as often as possible. Blessing quality or blessing choice in general don't matter. You don't really need to be empowered, it just makes the stats allocation easier, same for blessing really. Accuracy and resistance don't matter, so it really is just having enough HP and defense so that you don't end up being low enough that you take 85,000 to the face and die, because there is a damage range to this, and if you are slowed by the A1 and you aren't healing up fast enough, then you can end up having a point where you have 15% destroyed max HP off being hit 3 times, and then you don't heal up to high enough percentage and you just die. But apart from that, this is very, very simple, because like a lot of bosses in this game, they're not particularly well designed, and a lot of the cheese strategies, or otherwise the easiest way to beat them, involves using 1 or 2 champions at most and making it so that they just can't kill you, especially since very few bosses actually have a way to scale up in this game. So yeah. As for Morrigan, well, she exists purely for her speed aura. You can use anyone else who has any kind of HP, defense, speed aura at all. It doesn't matter too much as long as you have the correct defensives and enough speed so that you're keeping up with a boss in some way, shape or form. And that's pretty much it. I'd say you need to book your husk, but you obviously haven't booked already. Husk is still one of the better epics in the game for quite a few reasons, and yeah, that's everything. So yeah, See ya.